Good morning, folks. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Thanks to those that joined us live yesterday. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This morning, I have something for you. I want to share Psalm 18 with you. A couple of verses. I'm not going to do the whole chapter because it's got 50 verses. And so this and other three Psalms, 78, 89, and 119 are the only ones that have very long verses. But I wanted to share this for those that starting off the week and you are discouraged. I want to encourage you today. Let's start with verses 1 and 2, and then I'll jump down to 6, and we'll go we'll see we'll see what happens. Verse 1, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who spoke to the Lord the words of this song on the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength. In whom will I trust? My shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. So this morning I want to share those words with you about who God is for you. He is your strength. He is your rock, your fortress, your deliverer, your shield, the horn of salvation, and your stronghold. Let's break those down for a little bit. Okay. First of all, he says that God, you are my strength. God is your strength. That means that he is an effective force to protect you, to give you the encouragement to move on, to keep going. The second thing is that he says, you are my rock. Now, a rock, people think of rocks as strong, solid, unchanging. To call a person a rock means the same thing. The person is someone you can always rely on to help you and support you in time of need. He's immovable. He's solid. In other words, he is solid. God is solid. God doesn't wave back and forth when you need him. You know, there are friends that you have that you trust them, but you can't always count on them because they don't always, they're not as strong in supporting you sometimes because they don't know how to relate and they don't know how to encourage you. But God being your rock, that means that he's solid. He's solid. He doesn't move. You know, the next thing is that David says this, you are my fortress. Some people may think that that God is a fortress like those little fortresses you make in your living room where you play with the kids. You know, it's not a real fortress, but God is a true fortress. A fortress is a large building or complex of buildings used as a military stronghold. Martin Luther used fortresses to describe unfailing spiritual support when he wrote, a mighty fortress is our God. He's your protection. He is a place to go to. So here, the first three is that God is strength, God is a rock, God is a fortress. Not only that, David goes on to say, my deliverer. To carry, to the adjective is this, agile and quick. He's your he comes in and he takes you, swaps you from the danger. Sometimes it feels like he doesn't do that, but he does. He is your deliverer. I posted that song by Brian Waddell, Deliverer. I love that. That song's just been in my heart the past few days, and I can't get enough of it. As if my spirit's crying out, and that's my comfort zone. My comfort song today is Deliverer. If you've never heard it, I encourage you to go and look it up. It's Brian, and it's spelled Bryn, Waddell, Wadell. And so it's a great song that God is a deliverer. You know, the next thing is that he's a shield. A shield was a piece of armor, whether metal or of skins, you know, and so it went from a small shield to a giant shield, body-sized shield, and so it was usually used in the left arm as a defense against swords, lances, arrows, darts. It was to protect you. And God is able to be your shield today and protect you from uncertainties. Sometimes we develop anxieties, and God can protect us from those anxieties today. The anxiety of what's going to happen tomorrow. Are people going to lose their job? Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to be safe to go out after all this is done? And so anxiety paralyzes you, and so it stops you from moving forward. So to be paralyzed means it stops your motion. But God is a shield. He protects you from the things that the enemy throws at you. Then he goes on to say, you are the horn of my salvation. The horn is a frequent emblem of power or strength. God, he says, you are the horn of my salvation. He's powerful. All of these qualities of God is true. He's all of that. He's your strength. He'll be your rock, your fortress, your deliverer, your shield, your horn of salvation. And then finally he says, you are my stronghold. It's a place that's been fortified to protect against attack. A high place, a place beyond reach. He who dwells in the shadow of the Almighty, the psalmist said. That's where we need to be. We need to ask the Lord to be these things for us today. To encourage us, to carry us through with all this pandemic thing that's going on. And then he goes on to say in verse 6, David says this, in my distress I called upon the Lord and cried out to my God. He heard my voice from his temple, and my cry came before him, even to his ears. God not only delivers his people from their difficulties in due time, but he gives us the grace to bear this in the trials for now. He gives us the strength. You know, we need to give God glory, give him thanks for what he's done for us, what he's doing for us. Because he is our rock. Let me read it again. It's so good today. It's, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. One of the ones that I did not go through is when he says, my God. Who do you worship today? Your God is whom you worship. And so David says that he is his God. He is his God, and he will deliver. So be encouraged today. Be of good cheer, as the Bible says. Trust the Lord. Be with him. Trust him. And allow him to be these things, these qualities. Let him be these qualities that he is in your life. Let those qualities develop in your life today. Have a great day. Stay safe. Be smart. Bless you.